Hello, Facebook. How are we this morning? It is chilly, it's wet. I've been up since 5 from my dogs barking at a hedgehog, which was fun. I came down and this poor little hedgehog was running around the decking like mad, and the dogs were just at the door, I've got glass bifold doors, and they were there barking and going a bit mad. And this little hedgehog was scurrying around like mad, trying to find a way of getting over the step onto the grass. And he was quite a podgy hedgehog, so he was just taking a little bit of time to get the momentum and the oomph going to get up the step. Bless him. But yes, so I was up and about at 5 this morning, which was unplanned, but you know, hey ho, got some things done. So I wanted to talk today because I was at a networking online event last night, and something that came up that somebody said, in fact quite a few things, I was doing mass note taking last night, was a discussion about feeling your emotions is a birthright, not a skill set. And this really it made me think. It really caught my attention, because that is exactly what it should be. Feeling our emotions, processing our emotions is a normal, natural way of the body working. It is what the body is supposed to do. It is there to keep us safe. It is there to strengthen us. It is there to help us build mental, emotional resilience and strength. It is there to stop us storing our emotions in our body and getting ill, seizing up, getting back pain, getting different emotions. I know some of you were saying in the group about what physical things you've experienced from grief, and one of the things was burning in the skin, burning sensations. I had it in my hands. Somebody said they had it in their legs. I was speaking to someone the other day and they said about having all these dreams. And again, that is a way of the body processing our emotions so that we can release them. It is a birthright. It's something that we naturally do. Children do it. That's why they scream and shout and kick and go mad. And we kind of are like, oh my God. Because they're just letting out their emotions. They need something, they want something. They are processing how they feel. And obviously as adults, we don't do that. But actually as adults, we quite often do nothing. We don't process our emotions at all. We literally push them down with maybe food, alcohol, sex, gambling, being busy, projects. We use things to numb our emotions and push them down. So we're basically filling our body with negative emotions. And that accumulates, it negatively accumulates in our body and has an effect. If you think about it, our body is very, very good at taking things on board, receiving things, whether it be emotions, food, liquid, things we see, we absorb everything. But we're not supposed to absorb it and keep it. We're like a sponge. We absorb it, we take what we need, and we flush the rest out. And we are meant to do that with everything. We're not supposed to hold on to every single thing we've seen and thought and experienced and learned. We take what we need and we flush the rest out. Sometimes our brain stores it, obviously, but in terms of emotions, food, drink, all that kind of stuff, take it in, let our body do what it needs to do, go through a process and flush it out. So I just kind of felt it was really important to acknowledge this, and because I think now we learn, we relearn, we build a skill set of things that we should already know. And I notice this is something, it's very much something I do with my program, is teaching people how to go back to, I suppose, responding to their emotions as if they are a child again. Because we unlearn, we are taught different ways of doing things that are not natural to what the body needs and how the body works. And this is a big part of where unresolved grief comes from, because we don't let ourselves process the emotions. We don't complete on the losses and all the feelings that come with loss. we don't complete on those. We hold on to it. We have all those whys and what ifs and shoulds, those unmet actions and hopes and dreams and things that have and haven't been said that we need to say and do. You know, we don't always act on those in the moment with people. We don't tell people, you know, I love you, or thank you, or my God, you've totally changed my day, or whatever it may be. It could be something so small, like, or you just said something that inspired me, or you, well, my brother's girlfriend the other day, we were walking and she was like, oh my God, that was a photo moment. You just look so stunning. And it was just completely out of the blue, but I was like, oh, thank you. That's really kind. And, you know, bit of a boost for the day. It may not seem like a big deal. It may not seem like something that needs to be said. But actually, even if it's a not so positive thing, it's just as important. You know, that conversation of, what happened yesterday, it really threw me, and I felt really upset by it, and I apologize. I acted the way I did, but what happened threw me, and I just needed to, one, apologize for my reaction, but also let you know that X, Y, and Z affected me in this way. And I wasn't comfortable in the situation. Whatever it is, just to say that to somebody, they then know a bit more about you. You've actually strengthened your bond in relationship if you have that sensible conversation, and don't make it all about the other person. Don't do that sort of, oh, you made me feel like this, because that's not true. We have the choice to feel however we want. Quite often we react rather than think about our emotions and, you know, respond. We're quite good as human beings at reacting because of the fast-paced life we live in. We don't always stop to pause and think, but we can still acknowledge that. We can still communicate with somebody about that. So if we don't have these conversations with people, they do then leave us in a state of unresolved grief later down the line. And that may not be because of death. It could have been because of an estrangement. It could have been somebody's moved, but that unresolved grief is left there. So it's really important that we recognize that processing our emotions, it is normal and natural. It's not, or it shouldn't be, a skill set that we learn. But that's how it's become. So I really, hello, I can see somebody's there. I can't see who it is, but hello, good morning. So yeah, it's really about, we unlearn our emotional intelligence, and then we have to relearn these things. We have to relearn, you know, who we are, how we react, what emotional states we can and can't deal with, and what's going on for us. And one of the things that is really helpful in doing that and relearning how to build our emotional intelligence, how to build our emotional capacity, somebody said yesterday, and I like that. I think that resonates more with me than emotional intelligence. Our emotional capacity, our emotional resilience. The first thing to do is stop and pause. Just take a moment to breathe and recognize the emotions you're going through, whether they be happy or sad. So another thing that came up yesterday was all about emotions. The conversations I was having was all about emotions, not big deep conversations, but just things in passing. Something that somebody else said to me yesterday was, you know, they'd maybe go to a yoga lesson and they'd feel really good about themselves. They'd feel really like rejuvenated and energized and feeling good, which maybe that was what they wanted after a busy day or whatever had been going on for them. But that emotion lasted about 2 seconds because they then jumped onto the next thing. And we do live in this life where we just go from one thing to the next, and we don't stop and recognize the emotions that we're feeling. So to build positive habits is pretty much impossible if we are not recognizing the emotions, especially the positive ones that go with certain things. So if you're a yoga buddy and that's your thing for feeling good, take some time afterwards to recognize how you feel, because that's when the subconscious will be like, oh, okay, yoga, positive emotions, let's cement these together And let's actually do the work for the human being and help them to feel better about going, want to go, have that drive to go, because we remember those emotions, and that's going to be part of our motivation of, this is all our head talking, by the way, not you. That's going to be part of our motivation to cement this as a really healthy, good habit that we want to do. So walking's a great one for this, because walking kind of gives you the space to feel into how you're feeling and what's going on for you. So your body can recognize that it's really enjoying it, and you've got that space, and your body feels good, and you feel good, and your head feels clearer, all that kind of stuff that goes on when you walk. But if you're walking with somebody and you're walking and talking, amazing, but just take 5 minutes at the end just to acknowledge how you feel. Maybe talk about it with the person about how you feel. Get into the emotions. So building our emotional capacity, our emotional relationship, feeling our emotions and processing them, they're all things we should do naturally. But we unlearn these things through life. And this is one of the things that will help you through loss, through trauma, through big life events that really throw you. If you're recognizing your emotions, you're letting your body feel the emotions, good and bad, it will support you as and when something, really, really bad happens, that you have a big emotional, has big emotional impact on you. So yeah, I was just really inspired by this quote. Let me say it again. Feel your emotions is a birthright, not a skill set. And learning to do that is something that we shouldn't have to be doing, but we are. So let's really feel into that sentence and kind of think, well, yeah, actually, I should know how to process my emotions. Most of you will know I don't like that word should, but I really feel in this circumstance, it's really important, because it's our natural way of being, is to process our emotions. Watch children around you, see what they do. They feel their emotions. If they're happy, they laugh. If they're sad, they cry. As adults, we may laugh, but we don't always cry. Imagine if something really funny happened, or someone told you a joke or whatever it was, and you suppressed your laughter. You're like, no, I'm not going to laugh, because I don't want to let my emotions out. Like I'll be embarrassed about that emotion. I don't want to share that emotion. That's what we do with negative emotions. We don't do it with positive ones. We do it with negative. We need to shift that pattern. We need to find a way of being comfortable with our negative emotions, comfortable with ourselves. It's not just about being comfortable publicly with our negative emotions, but comfortable with ourselves, to sit and cry, to sit and feel uncomfortable, to feel that anxiety and question ourselves. Why am I feeling anxious? Is this anxiety actually going to help me going forward? What do I want to be feeling instead of this anxiety? Is this anxiety feeling supporting me? Why am I feeling it? What's triggering it? Really getting to know these negative emotions will help us to get past them. So that's my thought for the day. It's all about emotions. It's all about supporting ourselves and being with our emotions. So next time you are feeling an emotion, next time something comes up for you, again, good or bad, just recognize it. Feel into that emotion. Stop. Be with it. Explore how your body feels when you're feeling that emotion. Am I feeling tense? Am I feeling relaxed because I'm laughing? Have I got that sort of belly laugh going on, and my tummy is wobbling all over the place? What's going on? Really feel into it and enjoy the emotions, because the negative ones will enhance the positive ones. They're there for a reason. They're there to teach us. They're there to support us. Be their friend and love them and love yourself. All right, guys. Lots and lots of love. Have a fabulous day. Even though it's raining and wet and horrible, I'm going to go for a muddy walk later, and I will see you all very soon.